What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Betrayed by His Family and Village. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to my boy Twilight Knight because it is an idea inspired from his suggestion, because I will be changing a lot of the stuff in this idea. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you do then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and please do leave in your comments in the comment section. It helps me a lot. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konohagakure Sato, 12 years after the Kyuubi attack, as we go towards the Hokage office. In nighttime, where we see the elders and Hiruzen, the current Hokage of the said village, were seated and were drinking away their sorrows and were talking about the future. As unknown to them, an entity was watching them. Naruto Uzumaki, a 12-year-old orphan resident of the said village, as he was known as the pharaoh of the village, avoided by everyone and hated as well for some reason. But to get back at them, he always had a prank ready to one-up them. And today his target was none other than the elders, and that is why he was here. But the conversation that was happening got his attention fully. Say, Hiruzen, what do you think? What is the future of that boy? Naruto, was it? The Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. What else? He is actually a decoy, planted by his own parents, who has taken the real Jinchuriki away in order to train. As Koharu then chuckling said, I always knew Minato and Kushina had a knack for surprises, but this is... wow, even I did not expect that. How? It's simple. Kushina had a twin sister, and Naruto is actually her son. And she obviously wasn't going to, use her own child as a decoy, so she used her sister's. As Naruto's eyes widen. Wait, so you're telling me that his parents... what? Minato is his father, actually. And surprisingly enough, when things escalated between Narumi and Minato, Kushina was jealous and angry. And that is why, amidst the all chaos that was happening 12 years ago, she killed Narumi, Naruto's true mother, and Minato's, second wife. And let's just say, to get rid of Naruto as well, she blamed that Naruto was the killer of Narumi as well as the one holding the soul of the Biju, enraging Minato as well as the people. That is some heavy stuff that you're hiding, Hiruzen. You know that? Said Danzo. Of course. So he is basically no use to us, said Homura. Yes, but even he has his own uses. Kushina plans to return back, as Minato will retake his position as a Kage, and their child Menma will be the true chosen one, and the one that will become the head of the Uzumaki Namikaze clan. And what about Naruto? Shouldn't he at least inherit, since his father has practically abandoned him because of the sorrow of him killing his mother, which actually Kushina did? Let's just say Naruto's life will be forfeited because his father and mother hates him. They wanted to kill him at the day of his birth, but I told them that it would be best to use him as a decoy to buy him some time. Tell me, Hiruzen, what were you planning? I wanted a loyal soldier out of an Uzumaki or a Namikaze. Well, Naruto has so far proven useless. He has failed the Genin exams twice already, and I don't think I want to put up with him any longer, so I think it would be best to forfeit his life when they return, which will be within the time of 2 or 3 years more. I see. So, what about Jiraiya? Have you heard any news? Well, of course I have. He has stated that the child of prophecy is born, and in Konoha nonetheless. Now Minato and Kushina and Jiraiya are certain that it is Menma, and so am I. Because, why wouldn't he be? He has the power of the Kyuubi no Yoko at his hands and fingertips, and alongside them, the best of the best guiding him. Well, that is good and all, Hiruzen, but are you sure that the kid is the child of prophecy? What is even the prophecy? Said Koharu. Simple. A child born in Konoha will shift the rift of time itself, and the shinobi world will see drastic changes. Now, under the right guidance, they should be good and in favor of Konoha. And Minato, Kushina, and Jiraiya are going to make sure that they are in our favor. That is good. That is good indeed. As now we see Naruto finding out about this, his mind was racing a lot. He was living a lie. For the past 12 years, everything that he has went through was a lie, and the people hatred. It was all because of his own father and that woman that killed her own sister because of rage, because of his father. He was enraged, downright pissed. As we see Naruto dashing away from there without anyone noticing. As in a cold night, as he was running in the middle of the forest of the death, he entered inside an abandoned shrine, where he found a book. A book that was abandoned and was never to be found. It was surrounded by talismans of all sorts, as the book that was found by Naruto gained his curiosity. As Naruto picked up the book from the talisman circle and brought it outside, as suddenly a huge amount of thunder stormed as it began to rain heavily. As Naruto, unaware of the storm that he has just raged on and ignited, was quite curious as he opened the book. Inside it was the ways to gain the power of a necromancer, an ability to revive dead and use them as your slaves. As Naruto began to learn these arts, vowing that he will get revenge on that accursed woman that has taken the life of his mother and this accursed village. As it took Naruto 1 year, but everything fell flat because he couldn't proceed any longer, because turns out that accursed woman and her husband and his half-brother Menma has arrived. As Naruto found himself in a predicament as he was brought to a huge stage on which he was tied down as his father stood in front of him. People of Konoha, today I will get revenge for you all and myself. You see, I had a second wife, Narumi Namikaze Uzumaki, Kushina's sister. The things between us escalated after the third war, but I'm not gonna go deeper into that. She was also a love of my life. But this, our child, was supposed to be that. Now, nothing more than the container of the soul of the Biju. He took it away, took it all away. And today, he is going to go down. If you hear me, Naruto, then forgive me, because this is for your own good. And Biju, I hope you rot in hell. As barrage of attacks were launched at Naruto by Minato, Menma, and Kushina, who had a smirk on her face. As Naruto's body was later thrown by her to the river nearby, as to make sure that he doesn't survive from all the wounds, and even if he is able to survive somewhat, he will drown and die. As now we see Kushina in the night time while Minato was reinstated as the Kage, talking to the elders Jiraiya and Hiruzen. Your plan worked, Kushina, marvelously. You made Minato believe that he was killing the Biju's soul, when in reality, Naruto never really had that. Of course, I couldn't believe that sister of mine would betray me. And their spawn, he shouldn't have been born. And I have made sure that I corrected that mistake. It is good that you did so. She was kind of, bothersome, said the three of them as they discussed and laughed and enjoyed. Unknown to them, Menma has heard everything. Oh my god. So he wasn't a demon. All that preach and all that speeches about family comes above all. What have I done? What have Tojans done? As Menma dashed towards Minato to inform him of what has happened and transpired. As Minato, after hearing all of this, coming from his own son's mouth, was shocked. But he needed proof, so he told Menma to be quiet and he will get to the bottom of this on his own. But father, said Menma, enough, Menma. Look, just let me be for the time being, okay? I need to think. I will get to the bottom of this, I promise you this much. You don't have to worry about anything. And I would like to ask you, why would you tell me this? Wasn't he your half-brother? Half-brother or not, he was still family though, John. Kajan always preached about family comes above all, and she was the one who butchered down her own sister and her child, my brother, who suffered enough and, in the end, suffered through our hands. I won't sit still with this. You instill with me the righteousness that you claim that you had, but if this is it, then I'd rather throw it away and be an animal than be you. You all disgust me. As Minato was shaken to the core by the face and the expression that Menma made, sneer on his face when he said these words as he left. As unknown to Kushina, Minato was silent, as he now was having his own doubts on everyone around him. So he began his own investigation. While this was going on, we go towards Amegakure, as a meeting in the shadows was being held there. The Jinchuriki, the real one, has emerged. Said Zetsu, I see, so the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki has surfaced once more. How are we gonna tackle him this time? He seems to have trained a lot under the rightful and watchful eyes. He is still a kid, said the other Akatsuki member, and we will make sure that any mistakes he makes we leverage and take him down. So when we will begin our operation, in given due time, Hidan and Kaguya still have some friends together. After they are, we will utilize them to the full potential of putting down each and every Jinchuriki and starting with our plan. As this was going on, we go towards Naruto. As Naruto was seen, not as a dead body, but sitting inside, deep within the forest of death. In front of him, the book was levitating as his eyes opened, as he had a huge smirk on his face, as he was unharmed and unscratched, as he was meditating there, never leaving the place in the first place at all. He still remained from that day onwards into the temple. They thought they had me, huh? And looks like they're having their own doubts. What a pity. But I could care less. With the power that I possess now, I will make them suffer. But before that, I have to know who this Akatsuki is, and what is their end goal. And what are these cries for help that I'm hearing? As suddenly a shadow from the darkness emerged, bowing down to Naruto. My liege, said the shadow in a demonic voice. Shadow, you have emerged. Did you find anything about the visions that I'm having? They are the visions of the other tortured souls, my lord. They seek your guidance. You, as now the only necromancer in this whole world, it is your duty to save them and make them your loyal subjects. Like a king, of a sort. Yes, my liege, of course you're already a king. But I need to track down an army of my own. I need some people at my side. That will come in the form of the Shadow Army, my liege. Just say the word and revive the undead. They will be your loyal army and men till they are dead again. Which, to be honest, is never actually. Alright, Shadow. But I must track down one woman, Narumi Uzumaki. Track her down for me. I want her found. I have already tracked down Narumi-sama. I know what is relation of yours and hers. She exists in the deep end, beneath the lake at the valley of the end. Kushina herself, do not speak of her name here. That wench buried her sister there, and your mother. That accursed woman. She will pay for this gravely. Lead the way, said Naruto for the first time in an year or so, leaving the place. As he ventured in the shadows, with the help of Shadow and arrived at the Valley of the End. As he then summoned Goliath, a huge shadow golem that he used to dig out the grave and find a way. Shadow, bring her out. As a skeleton was brought out, that was still covered with some clothes and a rusted headband. Piece. The piece belonged to his mother, because right behind it was engraved the name of Narumi by a kunai, seemingly his mother's handwriting. As Naruto grabbed the piece in his hand and clutched it closer to his chest. I have found you, my mother. In due time you will be revived. As Naruto, with a snap of his finger, summoned the book as the book arrived, acknowledging its master. As Naruto, using the said book, opened the page about revival, he needed to sacrifice a soul. And he knew just the soul he had to sacrifice. The soul that was watching him. The soul of Kaguya Otsutsuki that was watching him from the light of moon. As Naruto, as Kaguya watched with wide eyes, appeared in front of her, inside the seal. You'd think I wouldn't notice you, Kaguya. As Kaguya was scared because she was sure that she and her clan have destroyed necromancy before she came to this world 1,000 years later. How did you find that book? We made sure that it was hidden, kept safe. Turns out I did, by sheer luck. Now, be a good girl and be still. No, you don't know what you're doing. As Naruto literally sacrificed her, absorbing her soul and energy and transforming into the form of another. Giving it to the Endma in exchange for his mother's soul, he established a deal and got the soul of his mother back. Now back, he revived the skeleton and transferred the soul of his mother into it. As a red-headed woman, twin of Kushina Uzumaki, but the difference was with blue eyes instead of green ones, stood up. As in front of her stood a carbon copy of her and Minato. Naruto? Is that... As Naruto, without saying a word, hugged his mother. It's so good to have you back, Mom. I missed you. As, overcome by grief and happiness at the same time, Narumi also hugged her child, clutching him close. I missed you, my son. I missed you too. As after that we see Narumi begin to inquire about, well, Naruto, as Naruto revealed the whole truth and what has transpired. As Narumi looked down, I can't do anything. Even if she betrayed me and did all of this, it is kind of my fault, Naruto. What? What makes you say that, mother? Because I ended up sleeping with her husband. It never was meant to be, but we were drunk and he was coming on to me and I couldn't resist, said Narumi as Naruto looked down. It's alright. What happened in the past was in the past, but that is what I'm saying, my son. What happened in the past is in the past. Why can't we move forward? Leave them be. Karma will come and serve them in a way they never have been served. We can go somewhere else and have a new start. But mother, I know you told me you vowed, but can you break a promise for your own mother? Anything for you, mother. You're right. Leave them be as they are. But if they try to mess with our peace, I vow again, mother, and I swear it upon your name I will crush them, even if you try to stop me. Then I will stand by your side, my child. Let us. As that is when Shadow appeared. My lord, I have tracked down the sources. They are the tortured souls of the Jinchurikis who have suffered the wrath of the village like you. As Narumi was sad that her child had to suffer such a hard fate, but she was happy that Naruto turned out like this. So, should we leave and help them out? Of course. We are going to set up a base in Uzushiogakure. Go there and scout out the area. Mother, let us depart. As now Kaguya out of equation, and Narumi Uzumaki born with her powers and strength again into this world, Naruto had a powerful ally by his side, his mother, As Zetsu, his connection completely cut off with his mother, began to dissolve one day, as the Akatsuki were shocked, as all he could mutter was the plan. Remember, Obito, the plan, before dying out, as now the Akatsuki knew they had to begin their plan. As this was going on, as they were preparing after the death of Zetsu and Kaguya, we see that Naruto and Narumi, alongside Naruto's loyal subject Shadow, went and saved many, such as Fu as well as Gaara, and some more. They even rescued the forces from Yagura and his, oppression, as they all were brought under Uchiha Gakure's banner, as Maid Terumi and her rebellious forces now had a home, a safe place, and so did many others. As time began to pass by, 2 years passed in a blink of an eye, as Naruto was able to establish a village there, a village for those who have lost faith in their lives and had nowhere else to go, a village that they could call home. As Naruto was exacting Kage, as the news about the new Uchiha Gakure arose, as back in Konoha, Kushina was not pleased. Her home was destroyed, and who was this man, or person, or people who were occupying that place that was a sacred land to the Uzumakis? As she was in a council meeting, as she suggested, we need to go there and see. That land belongs to us, to the Uzumakis, and I won't let this stand. We need to find out who it is or what their motives are. Kushina, we will do that later, but as of now, our main goal and purpose is to deal with the Akatsuki. Sensei was able to find out that they were up to no good, said Minato. So, we'll deal with them like we have dealt with other enemies. They're not as simple as you think, Kushina, said Hiruzen. They're much cunning, all S ranks, so we also have many S ranks. Why is this even important? Because our son's life is at the line, damn it, said Minato. I already lost one, I'm not ready to lose another, said Minato. As after some years of searching up, he was able to find what Menma was saying was the truth, and Menma and Minato have been distancing themselves from Kushina unknown to her. To her, her family was perfect, and she was making sure everything was under her control, even her family. As now we see, Kushina was baffled by this statement. As after the meeting ended, we see Kushina standing in front of Minato. What did you mean by you lost one son? I lost one to Kyuubi, didn't I? The one I had to sacrifice. As Kushina felt enraged within, but her expressions were calm. But there was a twitch that Minato noticed. Well, I too am sad that my sister's child and your child had to leave and die. What do you mean when you say it like that, Kushina? What do you mean, Minato? To be honest, you preach that Uzumakis put family above all and never get revenge of a parent from a child, or vice versa. As Kushina flinched, I'm just thinking, why would you say something like that you hated the kid? I never did. I just hated the demon that was now within him that took the kid away and my sister. I see. Thanks, Kushina. I was just, scared for Menma. I wanted for him to be protected. Even if he is strong, I don't wish for him to end up hurt or dead. We won't let this happen, Minato. Konoha will protect their own. I make sure of this, and we as a Uzumaki family and Namikaze always have each other's back, and we will protect each other. Yeah, always, said Minato as Kushina left. We see, and Anbu jumped down. As he removed his mask to reveal none other than Menma. See? I told you. She hates him. And her. I know. I have been gathering my evidence for the past 2 years as well, Menma. So? What's the verdict here? What are you gonna do? When are you gonna subject her to her punishment? In due time. You just need time. Naruto didn't have that. You killed him with your own hands, and so did I. We harmed him, all because of that woman, telling us that he was a demon. And we didn't even bother to check because we trusted her so much. You didn't have any play in this. Of course I did. Even if I was a naive child, I did this without any proper, checking up or anything. I failed my brother. As unknown to both, Kushina has heard this and she was enraged. And now she wanted her family to be under her. So she began to develop some seals that could be used to manipulate them. But she did not know the extent of their will. As one night after dinner she applied those seals. During dinner both of them paused and froze. As they looked at Kushina. Kushina, what are you? It's needed to be done, Minato. Menma, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lose my family because of some bitch and that spawn of hers. Kushina, how dare you? How dare I? How dare you? How dare she? You and I were married, Minato. She came in our lives, something she shouldn't have done. And I won't stand up for this. I won't follow those stupid traditions that they preached in the Uzumaki clan. I wanted my family, the only family that I have left, to give me attention. You always wanted things to be done your way. It was always about you, wasn't it? So what if it always was about me? In the end, I wanted some happiness, and why couldn't I get it without sharing? I have shared my whole life with her, but no, not this. I wasn't going to let her spawn or her get in my way. So I hatched a plan, a perfect one. As Kushina then began to explain her whole plan of how she literally made them hate Naruto and the whole village, and in the end, he got executed. Deserved what he deserved. As both tried to resist, but Kushina, using her chakra, leveraged over Minato. But when it came to Menma, thanks to Kyuubi, he was fighting her. Do not fight, my child. I don't wish to hurt you. I am done being your puppet. I won't stand for this, said Menma as his eyes flashed red. As Kushina, using a full brute force, caused such damage to Menma that his mind shattered, killing him instantly then and there. As Minato, even in between control, saw this as he dashed towards Menma. No! Menma! No! Why? Why? As Kushina just stood there shocked at what she has done, scared that she has just destroyed her family. She was sad, and she too began to shed tears. But in her mind, all the blame instead of her shifted on to none other than Menma and to Naruto and Narumi, her sister. It was because of them that Menma stood up next to her, against her, and she had to use force and he accidentally died. That is what happened. Yes. As she looked at Minato, channeling her chakra, changing his mind once more. But Minato was clever. Within the due time of his sorrow, Menma was able to transfer a seal with a tap of his finger before dying out completely to his father, cancelling out the seal placed on them. As Kushina commanded Minato, you are to forget, and you are to think that it was because of, Naruto and Narumi influence that he stood up against us and he died. As Minato begrudgingly had to act and admitted, your wish is my command, my empress. Good. Now let's plan a funeral. We can start over again. Menma may not have been a perfect child, but he was ours. We can start over again. Yes, said Kushina with a gleam of her eyes. Minato couldn't stand it anymore as he slapped her on the face so hard that she fell down. You sick bitch. I can't believe it. Killing my son and my other wife was one thing that I couldn't forgive you about, but then killing your own child and acting like it was nothing more than their cause, you disgust me. It's over, Kushina, said Minato. I'm gonna reveal your whole truth to the village. You deserve to die. As before anything could happen, adamantium chase shot back from Kushina, piercing through Minato. killing him instantly. You think I would allow you to do that? No. I have respect here. Respect that the people give me. I won't let that slide, Minato. My family is important to me. But, then again, what do you expect from me? I killed my own sister. I can kill you too and start over again. Yes, that is for the best. A fresh start. As the first Kunoichi Kage of this village. As Minato and Menma are now dead, she got rid of their bodies, telling everyone that they died out because of some ambush. As the funeral planned, they were buried. Unknown to Kushina, as her plan worked for her and the Konoha people, it didn't work for one soul that was watching this. Shadow. Shadow has been keeping an eye on Konoha as spy, but what he found was quite surprising and saddening. As on the other side, in Nozishio-gakure, Naruto found out about the truth and what has happened. So I see. They felt regret and they stood up for me. And she killed them. As Narumi was in tears. Tears because her own sister has killed her child and her husband. And her before. The gravest of the sins she has committed. As the Uzumaki clan, their parents now revived. Both Narumi and Kushina's were gritting their teeth and sneering at her name. Naruto. She has committed grave sins. Why are you not acting? I have promised to my mother that I don't care what she does. But the souls that have been harmed by her, I wish to bring them by my side. Shadow, revive them and bring them here. Exchange Orochimaru and Kabuto's souls that we have captured. And so the two tormentor souls were exchanged for the souls of both Minato and Menma. As they brought back to life were now standing in Nozishio-gakure. As in front of Menma and Minato stood Naruto. So it seems we meet again, Minato. Menma. Naruto, you're alive. Of course I am. And I'm not alone. As from behind them, they heard footsteps as they stopped. Both of them turned to see Narumi Uzumaki standing there as Minato, looking at her, dashed towards her and gave her a hug. Narumi. Minato, said both of them as they hugged. As Menma, looking at them, smiled, but he had tears in his eyes as Naruto moved forward towards him and placed a hand on his shoulder. Listen, I know that, well, we didn't start off on the good side, but you don't have to feel any regret. It was not me. It was a clone. But what I did, it was meant for you. I was blinded, Naruto. Even if I am glad that it didn't hurt you, I still can't believe I tried to. And I almost succeeded. Listen, what happened in the past is in the past. You were being manipulated and so was Minato. We will get our revenge. In the meantime, meet our grandparents. As two of the Uzumakis were there, as they hugged both of their grandkids, and they didn't blame Menma or Minato for what has happened because both were manipulated by Konoha and by Kushina. And Kushina was an outlaw in Uzumaki's and needed to be taken down. As Menma's trading under his grandparents began, he finally found a happy family, and for the first time he was relieved. As now we see him sitting here looking over the village that his brother and his stepmom has built. He was happy. As right next to him was Minato. As he then spoke, Son, what are you thinking? I'm thinking about, well, her. I heard that she is the acting Kage of the village. She thinks that everything she has done can be forgiven. Narumi-sama is kind that she has made Naruto bounded to the village and his duties. She didn't allow him to get revenge, but what if she does? If she does, then she will have to face us all. We stand loyal to Nozishio-gakure, a village in its own right, but more than ever importantly a home, a place that is our true home, Menma. That it is true. As Menma looked down towards Akonomichi, a rescued one, and Uzumaki nonetheless, Karin Uzumaki, with a smile on his face. I guess you two have a thing for Uzumakis, huh? Go for it, Menma. I'm proud of you. Well, I guess I do. As on the other side, we see Akatsuki also have gotten wind of the Uchiha and many of the Jinchurikis being there. So they decided to attack headfirst. And once they did, they had to meet face to face with the armies of undead Uzumakis, who had their own consciousness but were under the direct control of Naruto, as they took down each and every one of the Akatsuki members and threw them out like they were nothing. Nothing but a bunch of Genins on a Sunday training routine. And after the Akatsuki were dealt with, the news spread out that the Uchiha was now filled up with the Uzumakis. Kushina, ever the, opportunist, wanted to make the leverage of this opportunity to reunite with her clan and to announce that she was asserting her dominance there as the Kage of both Uchiha and Konoha. And once she arrived with her delegation, she met face to face with some faces that she thought she had killed or gotten killed. Long time no see, Kushina. What brings you to my humble abode? You're supposed to be dead. But no worries, I'll make sure this time you are. As the adamantium chains shot towards Naruto, they were tackled by 3 sets of chains of their own. And there behind Naruto stood Narumi Uzumaki, shocking Konoha, and their parents, father, mother. You don't have any right to say those things to us, Kushina. You're dead. How could you? Killing me was one thing, but killing or trying to harm my husband, my son, your son is another thing. As Kakashi, hearing this, was shocked, as he, alongside his squadron of the Anbus, were shocked as well. What do you mean, Narumi-sama? As Minato arrived, she is saying the truth, Kakashi. As seeing Minato, everyone was shocked as well because they attended the funeral. But how? Naruto here is a necromancer, a dark arts from even before the Sage of the Sixth Path, that were sealed away forever because they were too powerful. Naruto stumbled upon them and learned them. You don't have to try to find any. All of the grimoires I have gathered, combined one together, I am the ultimate necromancer, and only I possess this power, Kushina. As suddenly behind them, they saw a huge armada of the undead Uzumakis and many of the other Jinchurikis and Bijus as well, as Menma stood there behind them in the nine-tail form. As Kushina was shocked and now cornered because Konoha was now turning her back on her, and so was everyone else she has already betrayed. Listen, I was being manipulated. Listen, Shut up. As Naruto then said, consume. As the dark hole appeared, as darkness began to consume her bit by bit, as she screamed, as the flesh began to tear off from her body, as she was bounded there, until there was nothing left as she screamed and then died. As Naruto looked at Konoha's representatives, retreat back. You won't be harmed, and stay there, because if Konoha comes even closer to these lands, they will suffer. And the same goes for the other nations as well. The Uchiha doesn't want anything to do with the world, and we wish to expect the same. Otherwise, if they want war, we have armies that are never tired and chakra potent. They will put everyone to the ground. As after the return of Konoha forces, the truth was revealed to the whole populace as well as to the whole world, as everyone was shocked, as no one wanted to go against Uchiha. But one truth more was revealed. As Kakashi became the Hokage, he unveiled the dark truths of Hiruzen and the elders, executing them in front of the public. And Hiruzen was executed by his own son Asuma nonetheless, because he too hated corruptness of this village that was caused by his own old man. As this was all done, we see that Naruto on the other side got what he wanted, isolation from the rest of the elemental nation, and he and his village prospered. He found love in Fu, another tormented Jinchuriki, a real one, by her own parents, as both of them got married, and so did Menma and Ren. His parents, they were happy. Naruto still called Minato, while Narumi was considered a mother, because Naruto was never involved. Neither was Narumi, but she was betrayed and killed by her own sister. Her reasoning was more sound, but to be manipulated, No. What kind of Kage he was if he couldn't see through underneath the underneath while preaching about it? Konoha began to prosper as well under Kakashi. A lot of corruptness was died out, and the council was cleaned out as well. As for the other elemental nations, they instead of feuds began to focus on themselves again. Well, except for Kiri, who decided to wage war against Neo Shiogakure and paid the ultimate price, as their land too was captured and now was washed over by the Neo Shiogakure. That's the fifth great elemental nation now, after the death of Kirigakure. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.